All right, so question 18 asks us, which ordered pair is graphed on the coordinate grid? And so we're going to start at our origin. We're going to move over to -2 so that we're lined up with where the point is. And then we're going to travel down to that point. So that was down 2. So we went over -2 to get above the point, and then down 2 to get to the point. So our x value is -2, and our y value is -2 as well. So we want to choose the point -2, -2. Question 19 is the same. Which ordered pair is graphed on the coordinate grid? And so here's the point that we want to get to. So we have to travel over 2 on the x-axis. So our first ordered pair, part of the ordered pair will be 2, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking for 2, 4. And so down here, we want to choose 2, 4. This question on your practice quiz was a drop-down menu. And so first you had to identify A, and A was -2, +1. So A should have been -2, +1. We travel back 2 on the x-axis and up 1 on the y-axis, or on the y section there. All right, and then for B, we're going to travel 1, 2, so -2. No, -3. We'll go over 3, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are both negative directions, -3 and then -5. And then finally for C, we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 1. So that's a +4 and a -1. Again, those were drop-down menus for you. You'd have to choose the correct one. Those are the ones that you should have done there. All right, for question 22, you had to fill in the following table. In other words, we're looking for the y, what y would equal if each one of these values in turn was substituted in for x. So fill in the following table using the linear equation y equals, that should actually say 9x. I will make that correction before you see this. So y equals 9x. Remember to use your calculator. So we want, first of all, this would be 9 times -3. In other words, we're taking out our x and we're replacing it with -3. And remember, when you have no operation symbol between a number and a variable, it means that you're multiplying. So this would be 9 times 3, and that's confusing to use the x, so I use a dot here instead for times. Okay, 9 times 3 would be -3 would be -27. Then this would be 9, and actually I'm just going to use parentheses here. This also means multiply. So 9 times -1 is -9. 9 times 0, of course, is 0. Then 9 times 1 is 9. And then 9 times 3 is 27. So you should have had -27, -9, 0, 9, and 27. And you actually had to fill those in. Question 22 was very similar to question 21. It's just a different equation here. It says fill in the following table using linear equation y equals x minus 9. Remember to use your calculator. So we're going to take each one of these x's, replace it or substitute this x variable with this value, and then figure out what our y would be or what the answer to the problem is. So this would be -4 minus 9. If you do that on your calculator, you're going to get -13. And then this would be -1 minus 9, and that's going to be -10. And then this is 0 minus 9, and that's going to be -9. And then this is 4 minus 9, and that will be a -5. And then this is 7 minus 9, and that would be a -2. Again, use your calculator on those.